I'm out on a ride with Mrs. Bodine, and they blew up my Sheetz store. Holy crap, that's a problem. What am I going to do now? Stay tuned. Hello folks, how are you? Bodine 52. I am out with my bride on the back of Big Mama, Little Mama. Mrs. Bodine, say hello.
Hello.
I tell you what, we are out for a ride. And Mrs. Bodine says that they are redoing the Sheetz store. Sheetz Gas Station. One of my favorite places in Pennsylvania to get gas and get water. You can eat, get something to eat in there. Just a cool stop place, right?
Yep.
And it is down to the ground. And that's a problem. Because one, nobody asked me. Number two is, what are we gonna do? It's a major problem.
I'm sure they're rebuilding it.
Yeah, I guess, but they better giddy up because it's a problem. So, Mrs. Bodine and I are out, and we are going to go on a trip to Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. There is there's a university, Slippery Rock University, that is there. And there is also a nice little restaurant slash bar pub that we have been to there. We were there actually with the HarleyDayRider and his bride on our first ride with those folks. So we thought it would be good to go out and get something to eat and just get outside. So hope everybody else is doing well. We are doing fantastic. Even though, Mrs. Bodine, I feel like I need to go work for a while. You know, we were in Daytona for, what, a good week?
Yeah.
Came home for a couple days, and then I went with some buddies to the Hatfield and McCoy Trails for 3 or 4 days. And really have been back Thursday and Friday. And of course, our company, my company that I work for, is reorganizing, which is going to have an impact on my assignment. So I will talk about that probably in another video. But at least I wanted to get out with Mrs. Bodine and see, you get on this road, it makes you feel better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You can have a crappy day and get out on the bike, and it gets all better. And I must say, this is a little more safer, Mrs. Bodine, than the mountains in West Virginia, I must say.
I think so.
Isn't it great when you're on a motorcycle and you see signs like that? You go, cool. Left turn. But yet, when you're in a car, you don't even really notice them, right?
Right.
So, I hope my mic is sounding okay. Recorded a couple videos with the shield down, and it appeared a little muffled. So, of course, that's not acceptable, so I'm not showing those videos. But I had the shield up for a few minutes, but it's a little windy, so I shut it back down. Hopefully I'm not too muffled. If I am, I think folks should just turn off the volume and put on some music and just watch us anyway. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Nah, I think people want to hear from you. So I did post a couple of videos on my trip riding my four-wheeler in the mountains, and this is called Why You Should Practice Your Quick Stops on Your Motorcycle, right there. And you know, I mentioned in those videos that we really shouldn't show Mrs. Bodine those videos, and of course I showed her one. And a lot of shaking the head. And doesn't that seem dangerous talk, right? What do you think?
Very dangerous.
But I'm back. I'm back on two wheels, right? So, we're going to be out enjoying the day. Going to go visit Slippery Rock that we haven't been to. We do have the Big Mama programmed because I don't exactly recall how to get there from our place. But Big Mama will tell me. Right?
Yes, she will.
I do have to give a plug here. The Flight 93 Memorial, I did do the Harley mapping, and I pulled up an old video from HarleyDayRider on how to do that, because I have really not done it, or I did it once. Nice English, Bob. Nice English, Bodine. But I forgot how to do it, so I watched his video, and it reminded me. It's kind of cool. You can also put it in a GPS, is what he says. So I will link that video in the description if you want to check that out. So this is Bodine. We have been here before, remember?
Yes, we have.
Do you remember the conversation we had about
the movie drive-in?
The drive-in movie theaters. That's correct. If you want to see a oldie but a goodie, and me getting myself in trouble as a husband, right above me, left or right, will be a link to that video, which was, I kept talking and get myself in bigger and bigger trouble, if I recall. And it must be open and working, because you can see Dumbo, or
Pet Cemetery.
Pet
Dumbo.
Cemetery. Yeah.
Missing Link, Dragon 3.
Hey, you want to go there? We can make out. No?
No,
Alright, fine.
that's private.
It's private. You know, this is not one of those type of this is not one of those type of videos, Mrs. Bodine. We be a family channel. Okay, I have a question for you. Mrs. Bodine and I out riding, just passed some cows out on the side of the mountain. And they were laying down. And she says, what?
When the cows are laying down, it's going to rain.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Are you sure that just doesn't mean maybe that they're tired of standing?
Nope.
Really?
It's a southern thing.
It's a southern thing, she says. But is the cow crap thing right? This doesn't, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have heard that, but... So, you're saying the cows lay down when it's going to rain?
Yes.
Is that because you looked at the weather and it's supposed to rain tomorrow?
Nope.
There's not a cloud in the sky.
That's how I was raised.
Really? I see. So, hey, one of the cool things that I'll share with folks as we're on our way to Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, is that when we were in West Virginia, we stay in a cabin. It's a nice cabin, and there's 3 or 4 different cabins or places around, right? That's kind of in the same little area, if you will, right? And there was a dog that kept coming around, and it looked like a husky mix, and it would just come up really friendly. And why is there a pizza place and there's not many houses around? That doesn't make sense to me. The dog kept coming around, and as a matter of fact, here's a picture of the dog right here. Okay, so, or I guess I should put my finger up in front of the GoPro too. Here we go. And I would say it was about 300 times bigger than that little thing. But it would go around, just kind of hang out with us. hang out with some of the other guys that were there out cooking. Just kind of a cool dog, right? We gave it some water, gave it some food. Well, one of the guys I was with like fell in love with this dog, and it has blue eyes. And I didn't know huskies have blue eyes, by the way.
It's adorable.
When I first looked at the dog, I'm like, dude, there's a demon in that dog. I'd never seen blue eyes in a dog before. I was like freaking out, going, is that thing got glass eyes? What the hell is wrong with it? By the way, we are in Slippery Rock, Mrs. Bodie. And so they're like, no, the husky dog is a mix of a husky and something. So I'm like, okay. Well, needless to say, by day 3, there was conversations about one of the guys that was with me bringing the dog home. He already has 2 dogs. Close to retirement. He works for GE, and so he. Needless to say, we spent a lot of time, even on one of my videos that I posted. I kind of made a joke about a dog, and make a long story short, he did a good job all week at saying, "Oh no, I'm not going to take that dog with me," and we did know that we were told that somebody dropped the dog. And in the mountains in West Virginia, it's not the most. There's not a lot of. It's a poor area for sure, right? And these trail systems are actually what helps this town stay alive. I think this restaurant is right here on the left, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, because we parked down there.
Yeah, we gotta find it though. I do not see it.
Oh.
I guess I'm turning left since I pulled in the left turn lane. Needless to say, the dog came home with him, and it rode in my truck the whole way home. And I got dog hair in my truck like you would not believe. So, I kind of weakened that dog story by coming into town, didn't I? I think it's up here on the left. What do you think, Mrs. Bodine?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember. All right. Well, folks, we will find this restaurant, hopefully. If we come back, we have found it and ate. If not, we are starved to death on the side of the road somewhere.